Good evening, everybody. I'm Dave Patterson.
And I'm Deborah Pyburn-Brewer. The prosecution wraps up the first part of its case against Governor Meekum. We will have reaction tonight to the impeachment trial.
And in Mesa tonight, police end a standoff in a neighborhood with tear gas. We'll have a live report.
And in HealthWatch, children and vitamins. I'm Clarence Scott. We'll tell you if vitamins for your children is a good idea. These stories and more next on News Center 10 p.m.
We want fish sticks that come out of a microwave crunchy, not soggy.
That's why Gordon's created microwave crunchy fish sticks and fillets.
But are they crunchy?
They're mild white fish with no preservatives.
But are they crunchy?
Packed in Gordon's advanced microwave containers.
But are they?
So they come out crunchy.
That's what we've been waiting for.
Gordon's microwave crunchy or regular crunchy. For fish the way you want it.
Trust overturns.
If you're looking for great quality furniture, priced just a little better than the competition, come to McCarl's Furniture. Now with two locations, at 16th Street in Bell and on 51st Avenue, 1 block south of Bell. McCarl's, open 7 days a week, is the only place in the valley where high quality doesn't mean high prices. Their everyday prices are lower than their competitors' advertised sale prices. In fact, if you've seen a better price elsewhere, tell them they'll beat it. At McCarl's, price is the only difference. 16th Street in Bell and on 51st Avenue, 1 block south of Bell.
You know what drives me nuts about the valley? It's not the traffic, not even this governor thing. It's the radio. Check it out. You be illin'. How about a station with no punk, no funk, and no elevator junk? The choice is easy. The all-new Easy Rock 99.9. Seeger, Springsteen, Fleetwood Mac, no wimpy light rock, just rock and roll without the metal edge. Easy Rock 99.9.
The all-new Easy Rock 99.9.
News Center 10 p.m. is simulcast in Spanish on KVVA 860 AM. News Center 10 p.m. with Dave Patterson and Deborah Pyburn-Brewer. Dave Muncie with weather, Clarence Scott with HealthWatch, Fred Khalil with sports, and the team from News Center 10.
Well, good evening again. Attorneys for Governor Meekum now have taken center stage in the Senate impeachment trial.
The prosecution rested its case this afternoon in the first of 3 charges against the governor.
Now, that first charge looked at whether Meekum tried to block an investigation into an alleged death threat. The person who was allegedly threatened by former Meekum aide Lee Watkins took the stand. That was Donna Carlson, who also worked for the governor at one time. She told senators she took that threat seriously. Carlson also believes that Governor Meekum did try to protect Watkins. Well, shortly after Carlson finished her testimony, defense attorneys asked that the entire first article of impeachment be dropped. The Senate voted down that request, but they did agree to drop 1 of the 8 counts in that article against Meekum. Now, tomorrow, defense witness Meekum Chief of Staff Richard Burke will continue his testimony that he started this afternoon. It took 8 days for the prosecution to cover just that first article of impeachment.
And senators are hoping that the proceedings will start to pick up speed now. Mike Makala joins us now from the News Center with more on that. Mike?
Well, the prosecution rested its case this afternoon with 4 of its witnesses still on the list to testify. The Senate was then asked by one of Meekum's attorneys to dismiss Article 1, the obstruction of justice charge. Former Meekum aide Donna Carlson was the final prosecution witness on the obstruction of justice phase of the trial. Prosecutor Paul Eckstein told the senators the evidence against the governor is strong.
There's not just evidence to go forward in this proceeding. There is evidence to convict at this time.
Meekum attorney Fred Kraft says he's ready to chisel away at the prosecution's case and took issue with claims there was a formal investigation into possible obstruction of justice acts by the governor.
Well, there's a difference between a formal investigation and somebody looking into something. Now remember again, the setting is a weekend. This is a Friday night.
Meanwhile, the Senate president says he's not surprised the prosecution rested early.
Well, I think that the first article is a rather weak article anyway, and I don't know how much more they wanted to pursue it. I think that's evident in the fact that one of the sub-paragraphs is already thrown out.
Now, it's estimated by the time the trial is all over, it will have cost taxpayers about $3 million.
And Mike, how many witnesses does the defense plan to call?
It will be about 20, and that should take till about the end of the week to complete.
Okay, thank you, Michael.
The Associated Press is reporting tonight that the Meekum Recall Committee will endorse acting Governor Rose Mofford for the May 17th recall. Mofford is keeping quiet tonight about whether she wants to run in a recall election. First, a drive to draft Mofford kicked off this morning in Phoenix. The Draft Mofford movement, put together by a Tucson businessman, reportedly has the acting governor's unofficial blessing. Mofford would have to quit her office if she became an official candidate for the May recall election. Well, that prompted a plea this afternoon from recall candidate Carolyn Warner. Warner wants to know Mofford's intentions. Warner says Mofford's legal status is unresolved, saying that it would be a mistake if both of them appeared on the ballot.
Well, Super Tuesday has come and gone, but it looks like its immediate impact is going to be felt over the next 2 days. Tonight, a television station in Denver is reporting that Democratic presidential hopeful Gary Hart will quit the race on Friday. And CBS News has said that Republican challenger Jack Kemp will drop out tomorrow. Republican frontrunner George Bush just sort of kicked back today in Texas. He will return to the campaign trail in Illinois tomorrow. Super Tuesday left the Democrats in a virtual gridlock with Mike Dukakis leading the pack. The outcome has given new momentum to Senator Albert Gore. He captured 5 states last night, but it is said that Gore is poorly organized in most of the northern states, all of them, in fact, except New York.
A neighborhood in the East Valley tonight resembled a war zone. Police cordoned off a one-block area.
A man claiming to have explosives in a house was holding police at bay, but it all came to an end just about an hour ago. Becky Oliver now joins us live from the scene. And Becky, bring us up to date.
Well, police now have the suspect in custody. Unfortunately, no one was injured during this 6-hour incident. It all ended about an hour ago when police decided to let off a barrage of tear gas. After police stormed the house, the suspect was taken into custody unharmed. Now, he's been identified as 38-year-old James Hackney. The incident apparently was triggered by his financial problems. Police believe he was distraught over the foreclosure of his home.
He indicated to his wife, which told us that he would rather blow up his house and kill himself than let someone else have the home. And I think coupled with those problems, along with some alcohol consumption earlier in the day and throughout the evening, I'm sure it compiled.
Now, around 78 people were forced to evacuate their homes in this neighborhood. They have, however, all been allowed back inside. Police say there was a small fire inside that was quickly extinguished. The only thing they did find inside were 2 artillery simulators, and those are not considered to be that dangerous.
And any shots fired?
There were 2 shots fired. At this time, they don't know if those came from Mr. Hackney or not because they have not located a weapon.
Thank you, Becky.
Thank you. Dave Muncy is here now with a first look at tonight's weather. And Dave, it was in the 80s today, but Dave,
there he is.
I like to look at you when I talk to you. It appears it's maybe going to get a little chillier.
Well, I guess, yeah, it's going to be a little cooler by about 10 or 15 degrees, Deb, but certainly not cold by some standards around the country today. Let's take a look around the country now. You'll see there were some high winds across the Olin Valley area of California. Thunderstorms, winter storm warnings continue across the northern and central Rockies. Showers continue in the east. It's 67 now in Phoenix. We have clear skies, and we'll update you on all of the weather coming up in just a little bit.
Thank you, David. Next, HealthWatch reporter Clarence Scott is going to tell us just how important vitamins are for children.
Hi, folks. I'm Tex Earnhardt for Earnhardt's Chrysler Plymouth right here in Tempe. My son Jim's got some exciting news.
Folks, listen to this. We've got up to $2,500 factory rebate or 3.8% APR factory financing on select units. Earnhardt Chrysler Plymouth right here in Tempe.
Here's APCO's president, Ed Hill.
What happens when a supermarket listens to you like APCO does? For one thing, unlimited double coupons, plus savings like these.
Starkist Chunk Light Tuna, just 59 cents. Angel Soft Bath Tissue, 4-roll pack, only 79 cents. And beef round steak, bone-in, just $1.29 a pound.
For bigger savings than double coupons, nobody checks out like APCO.
APCO, we know what's important to you.
First Interstate Bank introduces Interest Plus Banking, our high-yielding interest-bearing checking account that starts paying you an interest reward the moment you open an account, pays premium rates on selected CDs, offers credit cards with no annual fees, unlimited check writing, credit towards a safe deposit box, free travelers and cashier's checks, and lots more. So open an Interest Plus banking account at First Interstate Bank of Arizona. We have exactly what you want.
The world's greatest chair sale is going on now at Arizona's largest Lazy Boy dealer, the Lazy Boy Showcase Shops. Save $100 to $190 on recliner rockers like Eagle, Liberty, Charger, your choice $299, or Dimension, Saratoga, Avenger, your choice $399. Over 1,500 of the world's greatest chairs in hundreds of fabrics and colors. The Southwest's largest selection and Arizona's lowest prices. Only at the Lazy Boy Showcase Shops in Phoenix, Mesa, Glendale, and Paradise Valley.
In HealthWatch News tonight, we'll find out if giving vitamins to your children is a good idea.
But first, HealthWatch reporter Clarence Scott talking about a medical laser.
Yes, it tops our HealthWatch headlines, and it sounds like a line out of Star Trek. But a laser was used to vaporize plaque blocking an artery to the heart. A doctor in St. Louis Park, Minnesota, used the procedure for the very first time in the U.S. Physicians say the laser opens the artery, allowing a balloon to be inserted, and that opens the vessel. The procedure requires a local anesthetic and takes about 1 hour, and this particular patient went home the next day. Well, the quality of medical attention you get depends on your health insurance. Researchers say patients suffering from a common but often fatal form of lung cancer received varied care. If the patient is single or doesn't have private health insurance, the result is less aggressive medical attention. Researchers say the reason for this is still unclear. Do you give your children vitamins? That's the topic of our HealthWatch Focus story tonight. Doctors say if you do give your children vitamins, you may be wasting your time and money.
That sight leads many parents to buy vitamins for their children. They're afraid their children are eating too much junk food and not enough good nutritional meals. Well, doctors say most parents are overreacting.
After age 1 or so, a child really doesn't need to be on vitamins if they're eating a good, varied diet.
What do you think is the biggest mistake that parents make with vitamins?
Giving them.
It's as simple as that. Doctors say don't be alarmed if your children are picky eaters. They don't need peas and potatoes at every meal. Just make sure that over a week's time, they get a full, balanced diet.
It's very rare in this country that you will see in the vast majority of children a vitamin or mineral deficiency.
Tangy lemon, juicy orange, and refreshing cherry. They sound, look, and taste good to children, which mean they can also be dangerous.
Overdosing with vitamins and a lot of vitamin C can actually be counterproductive, and some children have developed kidney stones and some problems if they're getting, a lot of vitamin C.
Well, the American Academy of Pediatrics also does not recommend vitamins for children. If you still think your child is not getting enough vitamins and minerals, check with your family doctor. Well, it is Wednesday, and we have our HealthWatch recipe. It's for chicken Marrakesh. The ingredients include boned and skinned chicken breast, lemon juice, garlic, and thyme. This light entree, it contains only about 145 calories per serving and has 8 saturated fat calories. Of course, for a complete recipe, write to us here. Send us a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Sounds good. Thank you. And also making news on 10 tonight, the U.S. Army now is trying to figure out what caused a mid-air collision.
2 Army helicopters collided in the middle of the night along the Tennessee-Kentucky border. All 17 soldiers aboard died in that fiery crash. The accident occurred during a training exercise, and the Army suspects human error was the cause.
A senior Haitian Army officer is facing drug charges tonight. A federal grand jury in Miami is accusing Colonel Jean-Claude Paul of helping to smuggle cocaine into the United States. Paul allegedly arranged a 200-pound cocaine shipment from his ranch in Haiti. And of course, just last month, the federal jury returned drug indictments against Panama's General Noriega.
Students at a college for the deaf will not give up their demand for a hearing-impaired president for their school. 400 students at a college in Washington have protested for 3 days now. The school's new president doesn't even know sign language. Well, teachers at that school have joined the students in their protest.
Later in sports, and back here in the Valley, a monster home run for a monster slugger.
And Dave Muncy will be up next with our weather, but first, here's a look at the national high and low.
Day after day, more people depend on Subaru wagons than any imported wagon in America. And with good reason. They're reliable and durable. In fact, if Subaru didn't make your life easier...
Honey, is dinner ready?
Who would? Subaru. We built our reputation by building a better car.
Honey, deposited $300 in checking. Paid Visa.
Put 500 in money market.
Honey, where'd you deposit that 200?
Check the money market statement on the desk.
Where's the desk?
Shouldn't handling everyday banking be simpler than this? Introducing the new Citi One account from Citibank. It lets you combine checking, savings, even MasterCard and Visa all on one simple statement. Discover Citi One from Citibank.
Look what $199 a month will buy you from Pioneer Ford. This four-door luxury Taurus GL, the sleek aerodynamic Thunderbird, sporty Mustang convertible, and the 7-passenger Aerostar wagon. All of these 88 vehicles are equipped with speed control, tilt steering, AM/FM stereo cassette, power windows and locks, air conditioning, and much more. Each for only $199 per month during our 9th annual anniversary sale at Pioneer Ford on Thomas and the Freeway.
Enter the world of courtroom comedy and scene-stealing stars on the next Entertainment Tonight. First, go behind the scenes of Night Court with Markie Post and find out if the verdict is in on her super career.
The fact is, my life is pretty wonderful. I have to admit, my life is pretty wonderful.
Then Eddie Murphy and Shirley MacLaine lead the list of superstars whose first films are now on home video on the next Entertainment Tonight.
Entertainment Tonight. Tonight at 10:30 on TV 10. Dave Muncey's weathercasting is certified by the National Weather Association. You're watching News Center 10 p.m. on KTSP TV.
All those North Dakotans at the picnic last week will be heading home when they hear what you have to say
I'll tell
now.
you, heat wave across North Dakota today. They were playing golf in Judd.
and really well,
yeah,
too.
That's right, and Fredonia and places like that. Let's take a look at it. Don't be surprised, as far as our day was concerned, that it wasn't a little nicer in some of those areas. We're going to see some changes over the next 48 hours, though. 51 degrees, our morning low, 81 the high this afternoon, 73 and 46 our normals for this time of year. Record was 94 back in 1972, 29. In 1964, the record low. Right now, 67 degrees. The winds are south at 6. The relative humidity, 14%. Our dew point temperature, 16 degrees. Rainfall on the minus side by about 1/4 of an inch. The barometer, 29.87 and steady. Temperatures today still on the very, very nice mild side. Look at that Flagstaff temperature at 54. Lake Havasu, 82 degrees. The folks in Sedona, yes, they had a lovely day there at 69. Here's the Globe Miami area, same temperature. 82 at Gila Bend. We just go on and on with these nice temperatures. And everything looking nice. We do have a high wind advisory in northwestern Arizona until midnight. Got a cold front moving through here. We'll get a look at it right now. You can see where it's at, just starting to enter the state. It's going to be breezy tomorrow. We're going to lose our warm temperatures to the tune of about 10 or 11 degrees. And watch out over the next 48 hours. It's really going to cool off. We had record warm temperatures across the Dakotas. Winter storm warnings continue with some very high snow possibilities, up to 6, 7, maybe even 8 inches in the mountains of Colorado. Some light rain, even some very light snow in the northwest. And we're getting some changing weather with 70-mile-per-hour winds across Owens Valley in Southern California tonight, and a wind advisory continues there. Scattered showers are continuing over an inch today. Remember, these were up to 5 inches just a few days ago, so things are tapering off as this storm continues to move out. Here's high temperatures on the day. All of these record warm temperatures at Bismarck, Dickinson, and Williston, North Dakota. This is Rapid City. And, gee, I forget where this is, but it's South Dakota somewhere, so I'm sure they're having a lovely time there today. That's here in South Dakota at 61 degrees. It just popped into my head. As we take a look at the rest of the temperatures, not too bad. Watch for some snow in the next 48 hours and the possibility of temperatures dropping off as much as 34, 35 degrees up in the Dakotas. These are temperatures for tomorrow morning as far as we are concerned. Temperatures tomorrow afternoon, very nice again, but cooler than we have been expecting. And this is the 5-day forecast. There might be a little bit of a surprise in there for you as you see that 69-degree reading on Friday. And watch for some breezy weather as this system comes in here tomorrow and kind of turns things around. The forecast looks like this. We'll be having mild, clear, and cool weather. Overnight low of 50 degrees. For tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy, and cooler with a high of 71. And then sunny, cool, 69 degrees, overnight low of 46. So even in our cold wave, we are still warmer than the records in North Dakota at this time of year.
Thank you, Dave.
Okay.
Up next, the Phoenix Suns remain on the road.
And J.D. Hayworth is up next to update their travels.
Tonight's stop, Washington, D.C., but the nation's capital provides no joy for the Suns as they're shot down by the Bullets. That story and more straight ahead.
I'm Ann Montgomery. Number 73, defensive tackle Mark Duda, a fifth-year veteran out of Maryland. Duda injured his right knee during the Cardinals' October 25th game against the New York Giants. The knee was scoped, and he is expected to be healthy for the 88th season. Duda, who was born in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, has a wife, Ruth Ann.
Come, see what's growing in the garden. What's chopping? What's baking? What's popping? What's shaking? What's savory? What's saucy? What's squiggly? What's sweet? What's twirling and whirling? What's wooing and eyeing? Come, see for yourself at the Olive Garden Italian restaurant, where all the best of Italy is yours.
If you've been putting off Europe, TWA says put it back on. You know, that tried to make the guards laugh at Buckingham Palace trip. That strolling hand in hand along the left bank trip. That sipping Chianti by the Roman ruins trip. Not all fares are refundable or available on all flights. Other significant restrictions apply. But with TWA's prices and great getaway vacations, the time to do Europe is now. Today's TWA.
From Lancôme Paris, Forte Vital Firming Eye Cream. The sensible answer to firm and reduce puffiness around your eyes. Used every day, Forte Vital Firming Eye Cream helps firm, tone, and protect the delicate contours of the eye, reducing the appearance of aging and puffiness.
Forte Vital Firming Eye Cream, a beautiful eye opener. Lancôme, Paris.
From the Lancôme collection, Beauté Fantastique, your gift with any 1250 Lancôme purchase. You'll find it at Goldwater's.
Here's John Lund.
Lund Cadillac has a brand new selection of 125 brass hat and special purchase cars. Brass hats are cars that were built for the top brass executives at General Motors. We have a wonderful selection of Bromes, DeVilles, Eldorados, and Sevilles. Lund Cadillac is discounting these cars up to $8,000.
Lund Cadillac on Bell Road at 14th Street.
All right, we got to let JD get going here. Not as bad as last night.
Yeah, it's all a matter of degrees, but the bottom line remains the same. Last night, the Suns lost by 40. Tonight, they lose by 4. The defeat this evening at the Cap Center obscuring an outstanding effort from the Phoenix bench in a very close fourth quarter. Does it sound like I'm pulling for it here? I don't know. Let me show you what happened. Jeff Hornacek here to Tyrone Corbin. He jams it. Suns within 1. Now Craig Hodges to Corbin this time. 18-footer. Suns are ahead by 1, but Phoenix native Steve Coulter drives in for the layup, and the Bullets go up by 3. Then it's Alvin Adams to Coulter here. You're going to see it in just a second, or to Alvin Adams down court, and it's picked off by Coulter and the Bullets, and they win it 115 to 111. Mercy, my tongue gets going so quick sometimes I don't know what's going on. Now, San Antonio and Boston. Larry Bird hits it there. That's right, Larry Bird, the same guy with a broken bone in his eye socket who wasn't supposed to play, but he does a job for the Celtics. Goodmanson underneath here for the Spurs. Then it's Danny Ainge, the long court pass to Dennis Johnson, who lays it in 119 to 118. Then Johnson on defense rejects the Spurs' last shot. We go to the board and show you the final. Boston wins it by 1 at the Garden over San Antonio. Cleveland past Milwaukee 117 to 91. Detroit over Utah 103 to 98. Lakers beat the Knicks 104 to 99. In the third, the Clippers lead New Jersey. Likewise in the third, Seattle by 10 over Sacramento. College basketball, top-rated Temple wins the Atlantic 10. See, when you try to do alliteration, it finally got me. You want to try it again? Top-rated Temple wins the Atlantic 10 tournament. Al's got some help right there from Mark Macon tying the game up with Rhode Island, and Tom Garrick of the Rams puts Rhode Island up by 2. Now, Tim Perry with the offensive rebound. He scores and is fouled. This game is tied at 58. Perry connects on the free throw. From there, Temple's able to win it by 5, 68 to 63. A surprise in the Big Ten tonight. At Columbus, look at Ohio State's Jerry Francis with the jumper. Melvin McCants underneath for Purdue, pulling the Boilermakers within 1. But watch Jay Burson for the Buckeyes split the defenders and score. And we tell you as we go to the board that Ohio State surprises number 2 Purdue. 71 to 60, another upset in the Big Ten. The Illini over the Wolverines, 85 to 74. Now Cactus League Baseball. Mark McGwire set a rookie home run record last season, and this afternoon he dispatched a couple of pitches to the elements. The second one almost going into orbit when it left Scottsdale Stadium. We pick it up in the top of the 9th. It's 4-2 Oakland. Here's the aforementioned Mr. McGwire, his second dinger of the day, and he really vaporizes this one over the big green fence in center, about 460 feet away. 7-2 A's because it's a 3-run job. But in the bottom of the 9th, with the bases loaded and 2 outs, former Firebird Cisco Melendez here for the Giants doubles down the line. It clears the bases. 1, 2, 3 Giants runs come in, tightens it up, but the final remains 7-5 Oakland as you check it out on the board. Cubs beat the Angels 1-0. Padres over the Brewers 9-2, and Seattle beats Cleveland 11-5. College baseball this afternoon, Grand Canyon over Southwestern Oklahoma 16-6. Hockey tonight in the NHL, the Maple Leafs visit the Blackhawks in Chicago, and we pick it up with Chicago on the attack. Larmer with the goal. It is 1-0 in favor of the home team. But back come the Maple Leafs. Courtnall with the goal right here, tying things up at 1 apiece. Then it's Larmer to Dwayne Sutter for the goal. 2-1 Blackhawks. Chicago wins it at home, 4-3 over Toronto. On to the NHL board. Hartford over the Kings, 5-4. Calgary and Winnipeg score a total of 12 goals, but it ends up in an overtime tie. Buffalo over Minnesota, 6-2. And in the third, it's Montreal 4, Edmonton 1. Tongue finally got so out of pace tonight that I had to just slow down and forget the alliteration.
You just have so much to say.
I know. So verbose.
Well, coming up, we're going to tell you about 2 dogs with a career.
They are cute and they're cuddly, but they've got a job to do. We'll tell you more.
Here's to your new life.
Steve and Jackie are splitting up.
I also don't understand why she gets half my Knicks tickets. Who's Larry Bird? Who's Magic Johnson?
To begin the one thing neither one of them is ready for.
I don't know if you got to look at that cute little behind of his or not, but...
His behind?
It feels indecent.
You've been trying to do something indecent for 6 months now.
Whoa!
Alan Alda and Margaret, A New Life, rated PG-13.
Starts Friday, March 25th at a theater near you.
You know what drives me nuts about the Valley? It's not the traffic, not even this governor thing. It's the radio. Check it out. You be illin'. How about a station with no punk, no funk, and no elevator junk? The choice is easy. The all-new Easy Rock 99.9. Seeger, Springsteen, Fleetwood Mac, no wimpy light rock, just rock and roll without the metal edge. Easy Rock 99.9.
The all-new Easy Rock 99.9.
Missions like this one help to mold California's history, one that Arizona respects and preserves. But what's unique to Arizona is Smitty's. Experience the Orient with Chungking Buy Packs, $1.99 each. Save on top ramen soups. They're so quick and easy, 7 for just $1. And when you feel like pizza, try Tony's Italian Pastry Pizza, $1.79 each. Come home to Smitty's. With 22 locations in the Valley of the Sun.
Come drive a Mazda.
The Mazda Deal-a-thon is on. Your Mazda dealer is making great deals on the greatest lineup of Mazdas ever, like the $59.99 Mazda 323, 626, MX-6 GT, and factory-to-dealer incentives can save you hundreds on Mazda trucks. The Mazda Deal-a-thon. Come on.
Come drive a Mazda.
Get a great deal at your Valley Mazda dealers today.
Coming up tomorrow on News Center 10, we will tell you if the recall committee really does endorse Rose Mofford for governor. And a top-ranking Arizona Republican, Jack London, will announce his plans for the May 17th recall race. Also, tomorrow at 6, Contact 10 reporter Steve Kraft will tell you about complaints about a company that will do your family tree.
And now for his 7th appearance in the newscast, Dave Muncy.
Tomorrow, a day of changes. Not drastic changes, but you'll notice some change. It'll be a little breezy. We'll start out beautiful. 46 degrees and to 50 degrees somewhere in there. JD.
David, you talk about changes. Apparently, the Steelers want to make a change. They want to get Tony Dorsett from the Cowboys so Dorsett can finish up his NFL career closer to home in Pittsburgh. Dave?
Thank you, John. David? This one is especially for Deborah and Dave because I know how they love golden retrievers, and there is nothing cuter than a golden puppy. There's really not much smarter either, which is why these 2 Tads are being trained to be guide dogs for the blind. They spend a full year becoming accustomed to stores and stairs and elevators, and And then after that, they go to New York to get their real training with their new masters. And what is the toughest part of this puppy training? It's potty training. Just like it is for any puppy.
We remember that well, don't we, Dave?
Thanks for having us in.
Have a real good night. We'll see you tomorrow.
Good night.